Ah,
Yes.
well, hoorah.
Oh,
Looks like we are live.
yes. Let me open up the camera there. I had it closed for a minute. Welcome to Innervision FM music news and other stuff we have up there. And we have links so you can actually check out some of these things. Not links for everything, but we have enough links up there. So let us know what you think about some of these links that we have, and we'll go from there. Uh, so we wanted to eventually talk about, well, teach you how to uh, get a $2 billion grant.
Now, here's what I want to preface before we go into this. We're not talking about John or Jane Q. Public or non-gender specific individual that identifies as a red-tailed hawk. We're talking about the actual officials within the party. So, with that in mind, don't take offense if you're a Democrat, you identify as a Democrat. This isn't directed against you. This is directed against your party.
Yeah, just chill, relax, be happy. Don't worry. Yeah. But Trudeau was at the White House yesterday, and they said Trump is threatening. Trump is not threatening anything. He's just saying, hey, it would be nice to have a 51st state, and
Right.
if you want to join in on that, we love Canada, or some people say, some people say that they love Canada, and that it will be just nice to have that addition. I mean, I thought we annexed Alaska, then we annexed 1959, the year I was born. We annexed Hawaii.
Right.
So why not? Why can't? And then Greenland, that's right up the street. Hmm? Yeah, yeah, we pay for Alaska, and why not?
Well, look at it this way. Alaska is right near Russia, so it was strategically beneficial for us to go ahead and annex that and make it a state. Hawaii also has rare earth minerals, access to certain things that
and we're going to need copper to build these AI machines.
right. Copper, electricity is going to be needed to be generated. And, the rumors of 0 point energy, free energy, if those rumors do happen to be true, well, then clock cycles, credits for music creation platforms, that all goes bye-bye because AI has an unlimited source, theoretically.
Well, no, wait a minute. I gotta tell you this. I heard this morning. I was listening to a radio show. I didn't even think about this. Okay, whenever you're gonna build, say you want to build a town, right?
Mhm.
You have to first go in there and build in the infrastructure, the water, lay down the wires for electricity, things of that sort.
Right.
Well, sometimes politicians get ahead of themselves and they have this big granular picture, but they don't see how we're going to, just like when we say we need electrical cars.
Right.
So we got on board the climate change, but they didn't say, well, how are we going to charge these electric cars, because they can't run as far as a gas car. And so the chargers were a afterthought. Then when they did do the chargers, it got hooked up with some red tape. Just like when they said they were gonna put all these internet services in rural places, they had all this DEI regulations. So they had the money, but they couldn't move it anywhere.
Yeah, and that leads us to the Democratic Party, the way that it operates, how you can get, at least in my way of thinking, and I think Johnny also agrees with me, how you can literally get $2 billion by identifying as a Democrat and going ahead and taking advantage of some of these systems. Now, Donald John Trump is shaking the whole apple cart, so to speak, kicked over a whole
Yes.
hornet's nest by revamping and changing a lot of these available slush funds, grant monies, things like this that were once available. So there is going to be some screaming, certainly on the Democrat side, and even with some of the rhinos, the Republicans in name only, they're going to scream too uh, as their funding begins to dry up and as things are restructured. You see, back when Obama was president, he was talking about redistribution of wealth. Well,
Mm.
Donald John Trump, in my way of thinking anyway, is talking about a similar kind of thing, but this is a redistribution of everything from energy to wealth to social, the way that we look at stuff as a society.
Yeah.
Some would say that we need to get back to quote normalcy, Christian values, things like this. So
Yeah.
he appears to be pushing for that kind of thing. As some people really love that idea. I mean, they really love the idea of getting back to basic moral structure that has been in existence for thousands of years. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, toss a comment down below. If you got a beat on what's going on, we want to hear from you. We don't care what your
Mm.
opinion is. We don't want to disparage anybody for their opinion because, look, we're all in this together. Where we go one, we do go all. We don't have a choice.
Mm.
Like our economy, the way that it's being shaken now, um, is a result of things like Stacey Abrams, where
Mm.
she goes in and she gets $2 billion from. How did this work out, Johnny? Was it
Okay.
a
Okay.
$100
So,
grant?
okay. So she creates this nonprofit
Uh,
for climate change.
right.
And then she sticks $100 in there. Hey, what's
Yeah.
$100 in this
hundred
checking
bucks.
account?
Right.
Because you have to open up a checking account. Then she went to Biden admin because probably Biden didn't know anything about this. So she went to the one who was really in charge, Biden's admin, and she says, "Hey, I do a little bit of the paperwork, and I would like to have this for my climate change nonprofit." Now,
Right.
they haven't done anything. They don't have as far as I could see, they didn't have any board members, no structure, but she was, you know, the one that was attached to this. So next thing you know, they get a $2 billion grant, and of course, they want to get that money out as quickly as possible. But the only stipulation, no, they didn't put any stipulations on it. But she and the organization did ask, we need help in knowing how to put together the structure of this nonprofit. Now,
Wow.
you know what? I've applied for a lot of grants,
Right.
and if you don't know what you're doing, and if you show you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to get any money.
Well, that's true. That is true. So there is hope though,
Yes.
because the blind and low vision community, find ourselves in a situation where, uh, we have to depend upon what's called a fixed income.
Hmm.
Basically, it's just a nice sounding phrase for we're always broke.
Hmm.
And so we're looking for jobs. 70 to 90% of us are unemployed. So there's a guy, he created Project 70. He goes by the name of Sean Keen, and he has started some AI driven kind of Facebook groups and things like this. One of them is AI for the blind. Um,
Hmm.
I'm working with him a little bit because look, I realize that our politicians on both sides, rhinos and or the Democratic Party, they don't seem to as much care as much as we do. I mean, why should they? They're not unemployed. They're not starving. They're not having to wait for a bus for an hour and a half in a gang infested area in Aurora to get home from a job that isn't paying them enough money to do anything with. And then on top of that, they have to file with the Social Security Administration uh, things dealing with impairment related work expenses, substantial gainful employment qualifications, on top of having to, of course, keep track of our taxes and just, be a good, productive member of
Yeah.
society. Now, my whole point, Johnny, we got to work together. Republicans, Democrats, just the John and Jane Q public getting involved peaceably at the local, state, and federal levels in whatever capacity we can. In this case, Project 70, we want to get the blind on the unemployed blind back to work or to work. Now,
Mhm.
with Project 70, his focus is on AI as a broad kind of platform. Now, he covers how does the AI tech work? How do we interface as the blind and low vision community? We at Innervision FM focus on the music aspect of stuff. So, how can we get $2 billion in grants? Well, we work within the systems that are currently in place, and we do realize that Trump is trying to do some reforms. Some of them good, well, and some of them, why you can't have an omelet without breaking some eggs. So there's going to be some unpolished, rough spots during his first couple of 100 days or so of his administration, while he literally reshapes the world economy, reshapes how America looks at itself. Because you guys got to understand, for half of the country, we were told to hate America. We were told America
Mm.
was bad. We were told that we were privileged in some way. So, that messed with our psyche. And then when you dump a pandemic on top of that, boy, that'll really mess with you. So I
Yeah.
think the big thing is have hope, keep having
Mm.
hope, don't give up. And how do you do that? Well, you do that with the Lord Jesus Christ and his help.
Yeah.
Get saved today. First Corinthians chapter 15 is a good blueprint to kind of get started as to why you might want to get saved. We live in an era where, man, things are just crazy. So I wrote a
Mm.
little song about it. I got different versions up there on Suno. Uh, you know, my idea with using AI is to tell a story. Um,
Mhm.
it's also to, write some music that goes along with the story and things like this. I just want to cook, and I just want to be able to tell the story and write the music score for the story. But what I've found is in the Bible, it says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. And, you're don't be binding yourself to this with an oath, and don't be, all this stuff. Well, we've built a whole society around contracts. So I got to become a legal expert on, well, how do you share this artificial created stuff that's not really yours, but man, it's beautiful, and you want to share it with the world.
All right.
I mean, I created the lyrics. What
Hey.
I did was I poured myself into this, some of these songs through the eyes of Torax, history of Torax, things like this. I essentially trained the AI model using a history of a character that I play on a text adventure game, because see, for the blind, we don't really have super great access to video games, so we do with what we have. And so we play this text adventure game sometimes, some of us. This one's been around for, gosh, 20, 25 years more. D&D based, so it's filth. It's filled with darkness. It's yeah, it's satanic. It's filth. So I had to justify, well, why am I going to play this game? What's my purpose? Well, can I make humanity better by playing it? Well, maybe, because if I could just spread the love of Jesus Christ to one person, if they're open, just open enough to where a seed gets planted, I'm happy, because uh, this stuff isn't taught. The spiritual stuff isn't taught. It's caught. And the only way to spread this is to literally give people space and time to have their freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of will to do what they want to do. But understand, that there's going to be those what the mind can conceive, the body will achieve. And so there's going to be some of those that will take that stuff, do some really bad stuff with it. So what do you do when you're swimming around in vomit? Well, you gotta look at the bright side. You gotta keep hope. And the only way to have hope in this world is to allow for things to go strangely dim. So I wrote some songs about it. Didn't get a chance to put them up and cue them up the way that I wanted, but the attribution links are up there. Is the song or the songs that I wrote simply about a filthy video game? Well, no, it's more. I mean, it's the way that we operate. Our technology is just like magic. My gosh, we have information at our fingertips that we never had. And it makes us so smart, but it also makes us so, well, ignorant sometimes, I guess is the best word to put. I mean, I don't know what else to say, because, when you start losing your critical thinking and you start losing your ability to write songs, or you start losing your ability to, because you start depending upon AI as the great and powerful oracle rather than a wonderful tool to be used. Oh, sure, people can use it for bad things, but use it for good stuff. Use it for hope. Use it to better humanity. And here's how Innervision FM can help with this kind of stuff. So if you visit www.innervisionrecords.org, you will have the opportunity to learn some of these skills and technique. Now, you can get this stuff. You can mine for this information on your own using Chat GPT. You can visit a website. We're dedicated. We want to get the blind and low vision community employed. We want to get recording artists that are otherwise disabled and financially challenged the opportunity to get their stuff out there, whether it's content creation, whether it's audio, video production, whatever. I mean, we just want to put all the cookies on the lower shelf, because you see, knowledge should be free. We live currently in an age where certifications, these wonderful things, all these things that we paid for, but you just ask for the answers to the questions using your favorite AI platform, your favorite chatbot, to get the answers now. If you know how to ask the right questions and tailor the correct prompts, we can help with that, because we're connected. We the blind, we don't have anything better to do than learn, than apply, than keep marching forward and never give up, because our will has to be stronger than the will of the I can't. You see, Kant and did got into a boat together one day. They went fishing. They were getting to the other side of the lake, and Kant couldn't do anything because what did it all. And that's the attitude that the blind and low vision community have to have. And I suspect that if all of humanity were to have that kind of attitude, step up, glory to glory, folks. It's possible. Don't you agree, Johnny?
I agree. Hey, I was just while you were talking there, I was just thinking. Oh, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, Trump was talking about like bringing in some power sources, and I understand that it takes about it's as if you're going to set up a town full of like several million people
Mhm.
to get the energy source for this the shots and all that all these things. And wow, could you imagine when this country we didn't have electricity, we just had lamps, carousel and all that kind of stuff. I hear, and I don't know if this is real. I don't even know if I should talk about it. You know, when back in the day, you could come to America, and if you had enough, and sometimes they were giving out pieces of land and to farm on and stuff like that, and then sometimes you had to take over someone else's land. Uh, this guy I was watching today was saying that Trump is going to do something like this, but he's going to give us a chance at a lower end, like $500 for regular guys, or that much to buy into mineral rights that were blocked from us getting when um, Bill Clinton, Obama, Biden were in office. Now I don't know if this is true. Supposedly we're going to know this sometime in the summertime. So I don't know how much. I don't know if it was just something that he was going to do because he said he had the 5 companies that you should invest between $300 and $500 if you don't have like, extra million sitting aside, or you don't have extra, 5,000 or whatever. And I don't know. So we shall see, because he said this is it's enough money in this reserve that we could give every American $1 million.
Yeah, I was
But
doing the figures quite a while ago using Chat GPT. It actually refuted exactly what Trump was talking about. Um,
hmm,
Unfortunately, though, there's some stuff that came out a couple of days ago about $21 trillion over the years being diverted um, to these deep underground military bases and or uh, communities for the ultra rich so that they can perhaps have a chance to survive a near extinction event. This is the kind of world we live in. Now, this is why hope is so important because, oh, yeah, doom and gloom all around. Soon they'll put you in the ground. But, before all that happens, we got to make a living. So
yeah,
I think if you take nothing from this broadcast other than that we here at Innervision can help and we can put the cookies on the lower shelf and all the knowledge and blah 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 AI blah blah blah, blah all that. You take nothing from this podcast. Take this. There's hope. There's there's possibility. Um, I'm living proof of this. I was homeless just a just a few short months ago. I was looking at having to go to Aurora, live in the gang infested, right there in those complexes that our governor here in Colorado and the mayor of Denver, not the mayor of Aurora so much, although he did backpedal a little, uh, but the mayor of Denver, oh, this stuff's not really happening. When I could personally go down there uh, during those times and talk to these folks. I mean, I know Spanish, so why not? In fact, anyway, but there is hope. Um,
yeah,
Hope is found in Christ. That's my belief anyway. And, certainly there are other belief structures out there, and I do have to respect them. And I do. I do. I don't want to offer any disparity towards anybody else, but
it-
I am still narrow minded. I do believe that Christ is the one true way, the only way, the way, the truth, the life, the only door to get to God the Father. Yeah, I'm not going to bend on that, but and I do demand the respect that I give to other folks about their belief structures. Uh, but certainly, I'm not going to debate you and think you're wrong or judge you for your belief structures. Now you're going to come to your own realizations on your own. I just want to give you the chance to do that, the space and time to do that. Put all the cookies on the lower shelf spiritually, as well as physically, with regard to AI and with regard to music creation, with regard to film stuff, with regard to the political stuff that we touch upon here on this podcast. Anything and everything, we're here for you. And we want you to like, share, subscribe, toss a comment down below. Let us know what are some of the things that are interesting to you, both as, of course, member of the blind or low vision community. We serve that community first because, well, we are blinded. So you're looking at this stuff that we're swimming through on a daily basis through the lens of a blind individual or low vision individual. But we want to hear from everybody. So toss a comment down below. Let us know where you're watching us from.
Hey, so do you want to play one of your songs on your side or
I can try. Make me host. And actually, let me see if I can. Using personal Microsoft Edge to move to an item, press the arrow. Image magnify. You can probably hear my speech.
yes,
I may or may not need to screen share. We'll see here. Close button. Close button. Zoom in button. Oh, where am I?
let's see if
Using Microsoft Edge.
let's see if it happens.
Rotate button.
And once again, you guys, you can go to our Cash App, which is $Innervision J, and support us in that way. Go to our website, innervisionrecords.org. It's innervisionrecords.org to find out more about our nonprofit. And you might even, if you like, sign up to be one of our volunteers. We need help with our Google Ads. And let's see, what else? Our Google Ads, helping book some of our artists, different events. Help us to get donations for our different events. Help us to perhaps like even post on our social media, because we
Absolutely.
definitely need that. There's many things. Other things you could support us with. Also, remember we're still doing the the Christmas cream donuts, the Regal Theater. So that's something, and we're working on. I have a link that you can link on, and if you do it, it helps give Innervision a donation, and it's a donation of $5, but it also gives you a chance to submit 5 grants. And if you want to know more about it, just email us at innervision2@msn.com. That's innervision2@msn.com. And we could
We've
definitely
also
get
got
you.
Johnny's birthday coming up on the 25th at Cordova's. Is that still rolling?
Yeah, as far as I know, we're still chugging along the road with that.
So when you hit us up at www.innervision@msn2.com, why, you'll also be added to our newsletter. This will give you a heads up on current events, the topics list for the day, when we do go live and things like that. So do hit us up, and we will set you up with the newsletter. What I've got here, if I can get this to play correctly, is an AI generated song that, like I said, all I did was train it a little bit about who I was, a blind guy. Kind of gave it a history of the character that I play on this game, and the idea of the song came out of that being it's not just a video game that's filthy. It's not just the life that we live where things can get a little bit dicey. It can seem like a filthy game for us to get up every day and to twist that code and bend our, wills towards, certain things. This is fun though. Check this out.
Enter. Song powered image graphic. For exercise by audio trip imagination Suno. Complementary region. Type to search for an image. Blank. Placeholder. Search. Time it.
Oh, stupid. Didn't play.
I'm about to play this song
Type to
here.
search. Skin tone neutral toggle button press. To toggle the state press space bar. Escape. Time to search for an image. Blank. Escape. Virtual PC. Read mode used heading level 2. Fire button. Raised hands button.
Oh, it's not going to let me out of there.
Heading level 2 spot. Animal nature heading. Food drink heading level 2. Going back.
Not super accessible. This website is.
Oh, so you're on the Sunai website now?
Yeah.
Link back. No logo. Library heading level 1. Unlabeled group start libraries. Personal group and library tabs. Like playlist button. Play bar. Toggle repeat button. Enter. Suno AI music. Play bar. Toggle repeat button. Repeat 1. To activate press enter. Repeat 1. Play bar. Artist for 4X's eyes link. To enter. Profile picture for audio trip imaginations graphic. Audio trip imaginations join link on Suno. Invite Suno link graphic. 0 followers link. To activate press enter. Link 0 following. Unlabeled 0 but graphic to top. Graphic to top. Audio trip imagination. Unlabeled 0 but unlabeled 1 songs but playlist but. Personas but. Top image unlabeled 0 but. Play button with play count but. Like button with like count but. Play button with enter. Play button with play count but. To activate press enter.
Yeah, I was kind of get
Can
over
you
there.
hear that?
No,
You cannot hear it.
no. And my computer. Oh, I heard. Are you there?
Yeah.
I heard this knock, 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 knock. Oh,
So just to verify, you could not hear that.
no, I could not.
Okay.
I heard your jaws,
Give me.
and my computer, my voice has locked up.
Oh, good.
It looks like your computer is still working.
It looks like my computer stopped working.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, something is going on.
well, we may have to cut this one short then. Tell you what, drop by next week for the podcast, and we'll have all the technical issues squared away. Man,
Yeah,
we have a
Oh,
lot of projects coming up, dealing with the Krispy Kreme stuff that's going through first part of July. So if you visit www.innervisionrecords.org, that will give you all of the information you'll need for that. Also, monitor our Facebook pages, Johnny's Facebook page, also some of the groups that he's got put together. Put together some links that will give you the information for Krispy Kreme. And, of course, Johnny did mention the Regal Cinema stuff. Everybody loves
Yeah.
movies. It's getting to be summertime. So go see a movie on Innervision
Yeah.
FM.
Yeah.
Couple of tickets costs what, like $30, man. So
Yeah.
if you're a church organization, you load up on 350 tickets for your congregation. That goes to help out a great cause. It is literally getting the 70 to 90% of the blind and low vision community chance to get employed. And we, like I said, we do offer the music aspect of stuff, but we're
Right.
also a portal to the political, to the industrial, to the technological, because we know a lot of people.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna call it a night, and I'm about to turn off the big power because it's not talking to me at all. And
All right,
So-
everybody. Well, God
Let's-
bless and get saved today.
all right.
Zoom meeting. To move Zoom workplace. Audio trip imagination join Zoom meeting. Open participants panel closed. Audio trip imagination join link on Suno Microsoft Edge. Zoom meeting. To move Zoom workplace. Join button unavailable. Alt F4. Audio trip imagination. Join link on Zoom Microsoft Edge. Audio trip. Zoom meeting. To move to an item, press the arrow keys. Zoom meeting. Alt F4. Leave meeting button.